Good day, friend. It is Thursday, Thankful Thursday, January 16th, 2025. We are just pushing through. We're on our third week of January. I'm like, I can't believe it's going so fast. I am still amazed. I am so amazed. I know I say about it every video, but it amazes me how fast time is going. So I just got up not too long ago. Disregard all the pile of clothes in the back, clothes that I need to fold up. But I am getting ready to head out and run some errands this morning before my daughter has to be to work this afternoon. It is so cold, and it's supposed to be in the 50s today, which is good. And the sun is out, and it's a beautiful Carolina blue sky. But next week, we're going to be in the teens. Like, I am not looking forward to that. Leaving my house in the morning in the teens in the winter is not my idea. My bones do not like that. They don't like it at all. So, welcome. My name is Alexis, and my friends call me Lexi. And I just wanted to come on and say, hey, before I get ready and get dressed to start my day, I've already had my shower, put on a little bit of some Josie Moran argan oil on my face, getting ready to do, I guess I could do it while I'm on here talking to you guys. Do a little bit of gua sha, a little bit of rolling my face, which I do usually every morning. And yeah, it's so cold. I usually do the ice roller as well. I do have an ice roller, but it's too cold this morning. This is cold. It's very cold. So yeah, do a little bit of this. I don't know if it's helping me at all, but I do it. The girly pops do it, so I do it. So I do it. So today, I really had nothing major to even talk about. I just wanted to come on and say happy, thankful, thriving Thursday, because we are thriving in 2025 and surviving in 2025. So that's what we're doing. I was thinking about, I see a lot of people talking about friendships, especially friendships in this age group, friendships in when you're over 40, over 50. In my case, I'm 60. I turned 60 back in August of 1964. Yeah, I was 60 in August of 1964. In August of 2024. And so friendships, I have to say, I have some of the best friends, bar none. I don't have to, we don't talk every day, but when we talk, it's like we pick right up where we left off. And those friends are there for me, and vice versa when I can be. They're there for me financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, if I need them for something. And I am so grateful for the friendships that I have garnered over my whole life. I still have friends from when I was 6 years old, friends that I made when I was a teenager, and those are my best friends to this day. And most of us have like one best friend. I have probably about 5 that are my best friends, and I consider them my best friends. And they live all over the country. I have a best friend in California. I have a best friend in Florida. I have a best friend on St. Croix in the Virgin Islands. I have best friends everywhere. And a few others. Too many of them to mention right now. But yeah, don't feel left out. Bestie, if you're watching. But anyway, I just wanted to say how different it is having a friend or making friendships when you're younger as opposed to making friendships now. I don't have many very new friendships. I'm not a stranger to anybody though. Like my daughter always says, Mommy, you could talk to anybody, and I really can. I can just go out, I meet somebody, that we exchange the niceties and the pleasantries. We got a new neighbor recently over the summer, and she speaks to us. We speak every day when we see her. She's so pleasant. And finally I said, what is your name? Because I'm like, we talk every day, but what is your name? So we introduced ourselves, my daughter and I, to her. She introduced herself. We're not friends by any means. We're acquaintances. We're neighbors. But it's easy for me to make those connections, to make friends. I used to be very shy as a youngster, but I think I'm kind of an extrovert in some ways. Maybe not now, turning in these last few years, I've probably been more introverted because I don't care about going out. I don't care about that scene, or, I don't have to be in the street every day for, to be seen or anything like that. I like to stay in my house, as you all can tell by my videos right now. I mean, we will get some outdoor videos, especially when it gets warmer and I get a better setup and a better, get a gimbal for my phone. We will. But right now, that's not happening. I'm comfortable here in my home, so that's where I speak to you from. But I'm not somebody that has to leave my house every single day, When the pandemonium happened, my daughter and I and my mother, we did joke at the time about how, and it was not a joking matter for anybody who lost loved ones or anything like that. No, my heart goes out to you. But for us, because we like staying in the house. So when that happened and we were on lockdown, we enjoyed staying in the house. We didn't have to go anywhere. We went out, my daughter and I, once a week to gather things that we needed. And the jobs that she had at the time, once a week, they gave them a box of goodies, whether it be fresh vegetables from farm, whether eggs, pasture-raised eggs, meals that were already prepared, or dry beans, dry pasta, different things. They would give a care package for the first maybe month or two or so of that situation. And it might have gone on longer than even that. And so, yeah, that time we would just go out, and you went out and there was nobody out. There was no traffic. I just loved it. The news, they did not report any crime on the news here locally. No crime, no car accidents, none of the above. That time, I loved that stillness and that quietness. Thank God for us, we were healthy. We received our, vaccinations, and we were good. But I understand, for anybody who wasn't during that time, because a lot of people are maybe claustrophobic. You don't want to be inside. You want to do things. For me, it was just a fabulous time. It was peaceful and quiet, and that's what I like. And so getting back now to the friendships, friendships older, I have a lot of friends that I've made within the last 22 years, which is the time that I've been here living in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've made a lot of friends. But I'd have to say my deepest connections are with my friends from my childhood and from my teenage years. Those people are still in my life. I don't have to talk to them every day, like I said. We catch up where we left off. They're here for me. I'm here for them. And I just love that. I don't know, like my daughter, she's 26. And it's harder for her, I think, to garner friendships. And she's very particular. She's like, Mommy, most of the friends that she connects with are younger than her. So they're like in their teens or maybe just becoming 20. And she's going to the later 20s now. She'll be 27 in 2 months. So she's like, it's so, the things that they talk about or the things that they're interested in or anything are not really her scene. But she just doesn't have like that bestie connection yet, and I keep telling her, you will make a friend soon. You will make a friend who will be your best friend until the end of your days. And that person will be in your life. And you will go through trials and tribulations together. They'll cry with you, laugh with you, and everything. She's like, well, when is that going to happen, Mommy? Because you have had your friends for your whole life. And I said, yeah, I have, but it was a different time. You know, we used to go outside and play. That's how we garnered a lot of friendships. We weren't inside on devices, on our phones. We didn't have streaming networks. We didn't have any of that. We had basic TV until we had cable. And we weren't in the house watching TV. We were outside playing. You know, so I made a lot of friendships and met a lot of people being out. You know, just getting myself out there and being out and being raised as an only child. Like I have spoken on this channel. I do have a sister. I have two older siblings. I have a sister who is 18 years age difference older than me, and a brother who is 16 years in age difference older than me. They both share, and I share the same father. And I'm the baby. They were already grown. My sister was out of the house, I believe, in college. My brother was on his way out. He was in high school, I think probably a junior in high school or so when I was born. And they didn't live with us. My sister did live with my mother and father for a time when she was getting ready, I think, to go maybe to college. I have to ask her the time when she was a teenager, I believe. And she loved that time living with my mom. My mom didn't have me yet, so my mom was really excited about that and doing her room over and doing things. So I've heard all the stories, and they're so pleasant, you know. And but so me growing up now, they were grown, you know, by the time I was a little girl. And I moved to the Virgin Islands, so I didn't have siblings. I was raised by myself. You know, I didn't have siblings in the home. So I was raised just an only child. So I could stay in and talk to myself and do all kinds of things as an only child. And that's what I do. You know, I played teacher. I played, what was the other? Travel agent. I had an old phone and a desk in my room. The back of my door, I used it as a blackboard for when I wanted to play teacher, and I would write on my door with chalk. I had a wooden doors. I would write on it with chalk. And yeah, this is before the black paint that you could now paint where you want to make it as a blackboard. And, you know, those were good times for me. My friends would come over. We would play with Barbies and play with horses and sing. One of my besties at that time, we formed like a little singing group, and we would play the records behind us, and we do the lip syncing and the dance moves of the groups. And one of the records and one of the ones that we loved were the Manhattans. Loved the Manhattans. And as young girls would be singing those songs and dancing and doing stuff. And I just loved that. And those friendships are friendships that I will have, you know, forever, whether we're still close best friends or not. Some friends from my childhood, we're not still that close anymore, but I do consider them in my friend circle and good friends. But my besties, my core girl group, there are about maybe 5 of us, or 5 of them, not including myself. And I'm just, you know, I would be nowhere without them. I would be nowhere without them. I mean, when my mother passed, you know, they were there for me. When I went through a breakup from the sperm donor, they were there for me. When I moved cross country, they were there for me. I mean, they have been there for me through thick and thin. When I lost my job, however many times I lost my jobs and didn't have anything, they were there for me. When I was going through that depression of, oh, I don't have a job, what am I going to do? They were there for me. They stepped up. They came. They bought. My daughter started kindergarten, and they came and bought everything. School supplies, clothes, you name it, they did it for me, okay? One of my besties did all of that for me. When I lost my job, another one came, brought food, groceries, everything. I mean, my friends have been there for me, and I have been there for them. Always, you know, when something's going on, a parent is passing or anything, I'm one of the last ones. Another one of my besties just lost her parent, her mother, and we had both lost our dads a while ago. And I was pretty much the last one out of my core group of girlfriends who has lost their mom. I had my mom pretty much the longest, besides my friend who just lost hers. And she's older than me, in her 60s, and just lost her mother. But, so we have those connections, and we were there, able to be there for each other, and comfort each other, and just try to talk through. You never get through it. You never get over it, I should say. You will get through it at some point, but you don't get over those things. People say, oh, it just takes time. Time heals everything. I don't know if I believe that so much. Time may make things better a little bit, but I don't feel like it just heals everything. I don't. It's been this year will make 4 years. It's been 3.5 years since my mother passed. This year will make 27 years, or actually, yeah, 27 years since my father passed, because he passed when my daughter was 4 months old. So yeah, 27 years. She'll be 27 in March. And I still cry. I see something, and especially with my mom. My dad, because it's been 27 years, it's not that bad for me right with him. But my mother, we lived together for my whole life. It was just her and I at some points of our lives. She was my ride or die. It was, she and I, to the world. I mean, it was just my mom and I until my daughter came along. And, we were 3 generations together in our little nuclear family. And so that is tough for me right now. I mean, like my video yesterday, just crying, even talking about my mom. I mean, that still hurts, and she's been gone for 3.5 years. And it still makes I'm very sentimental when I talk about her. And I remember, all the things. She was the strongest woman I know, the most beautiful woman I knew. My mother could do anything. She was like a Renaissance woman, as far as I was concerned. She traveled. She bought a home as a young single mother. Bought her first car on her own, went out and got all these jobs so that I could go to private school and all of that. I mean, my mother she was all that. She was kick-ass, okay? She was all of that. And her friendships that she had her friendships from the time she was a baby. And my mother passed at 89. She was like the only one left out of her friends. And it was a very lonely time for her, and I think that's why things happened and progressed. She took a turn, and with some dementia coming on and everything, because she was lonely and she didn't have those friendships. Now, I don't feel lonely because it's just my daughter and I. I'm home most days on my own. And I could go out and do things, but like I said earlier, that's not my scene right now. I like to be here. I like to read. I like to listen to music. I like to watch my shows. I love QVC. That's always on in the background when I'm doing things around the house or whatever. So those things, that's what makes me happy. You know what I mean? And I still have my friends, and I'm so blessed. But my mother and a couple of my besties, I'm like in the middle. I have 2 that are older than me. We're all in our 60s now. And I have a few that are younger than me, a couple that are getting ready to be 60, like this year probably, or next year. And so we, and I'm like right in the middle. I have a couple of youngers and a couple of olders, and then I also have my bestie in California who turned 60. She turned 60 back in November, and we've been friends since I was 12, and since I was 13 and she was 12. I mean, that friendship. Her mom is still here with us, and I cherish that friendship and that relationship with them. I just cherish it, even though they're on the West Coast and I'm here, and I'm just worried, and my heart goes out to them and everybody there in Southern California. But, she's my friend. They've been here for me. When I lost my job this last time, I mean, they were sending me $100 a month and taking care of me and taking care of my daughter and making sure we had money to take her to the doctor and do things with her when she was graduating high school. I mean, I didn't have any, I couldn't even afford to get her cap and gown. You know, these are the kind of friends and friendships that I garner that are in my life, and I cherish. And I cherish them. And I wonder now how the younger people feel about their friendships. I mean, you know, there's so much drama. Like, I don't watch any of the housewives and any of that because it's like, I can't deal with that. It's so much drama and backstabbing and whatnot. I don't have any of that with any of my friends. And I'm very blessed to say that. We don't have that. We are grown women, and women should not be backstabbing other women. You know, we need to pull together. And I just can't stand that. I can't stand it when I see it online, when I'm on Facebook or anything, and somebody's talking, or somebody posts a picture of how somebody looks and they're making a joke or fun. I don't think that's funny. I don't care for that at all. You know, that at all. My friendships are everything to me. And I'm not here to make fun of you. I mean, we joke and laugh and kiki and all of that. But when it comes to making fun of how another woman looks or anything, what's going on with them in their life at this stage, I don't think it's funny. You know, I don't think those things are funny. So yeah, friendships are very important to me. So let me know down below, how, you know, do you garner your friendships? Do you have multiple besties, or do you have just one bestie who's your ride or die, who would do anything for you, and vice versa? You know, let me know. I'm interested to hear, you know, how other friendships are. Have you had your friends from when you were a child and a teenager like I have? Or has it been easier for you to make long-lasting friendships older, like in your 40s and 50s and 60s and beyond? Has it been easy for you to make new friendships, or as opposed to acquaintances? So put that down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So thank you for spending some of this, my Thursday morning, with me. I don't know what time it is when you see this video or what day it is, but it's Thursday, January 16th, 2025 in my world. Heading on to the third week of January, like, blows my mind. But I hope you all have a fabulous day wherever you are. I hope that you are loved, and if nobody's told you, I love you, and I'm proud of you, and we got this. We definitely got this. And as always, love you plenty. Deuces.